You may remember that Rohan encountered those lost THX tours made by former Pixar animator and THX employee Adam Cunnington. Well, apparently I encountered one as well, but this one ruined my childhood. I was at McDonald's with my mom having lunch. Things were going very well as usual. When we got back home, my mom got me a DVD, which surprised me. It was a Brave Little Toaster DVD. The Brave Little Toaster was one of my favorite films I used to watch when I was young. I remember it being dark for the first time, but I've always had a soft spot on it. However, by looking at the DVD cover, I was very confused at what I was looking at. The cover depicted the 5 main characters in the front: Toaster, Lampy, Kirby, Blanky, and Radio, all feeling nervous as they stared into the screen, while text could be seen standing next to the THX logo in the background. The title was just The Brave Little Toaster, THX. This really got me confused. Why is text here on the Brave Little Toaster DVD? Text was from THX and was animated by Pixar, not Disney, considering this film came out in 1987 before THX was a thing in 1996. I somehow shrugged it off because I thought it looks interesting. My mom told me that she would be going out to see the bad guys in theaters with my sister and brother. This gave me enough time to watch the trailer and find out what it looks like. After they left, I opened it up, and I noticed that the DVD contained all 3 of the Brave Little Toaster films, including the first one, and the other one, The Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue, and The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. I decided to keep those 3 DVDs from my entire DVD collection. But I didn't notice there was another DVD included with the 3 films. It was the trailer itself. I took out and put it inside of my DVD player while I turned on my TV. The DVD started with the Walt Disney Home Entertainment logo, and it took me to the main menu. The menu's design looked exactly the same as seen in the Tex and Zurg and Tex and Randall trailers that Rohan encountered. Although the Toy Story characters and Monsters Inc. characters were replaced with the Brave Little Toaster characters instead, except for Tex. The menu options were even the same thing as said DVDs, except for the Visit Disney option. I pressed play and the trailer started, but by then a warning came up. This THX trailer was made to promote the release of Baby's Day Out in 1994 and later released for the 35th anniversary of the Brave Little Toaster in 2022, despite not being THX certified, and also contains unpleasant nature and something even darker than the film itself, which is not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh man, I said to myself. I don't know what to expect. The trailer started with Tex standing in front of the audience in the dark background as seen in the Monster House trailer. "Looks like the T-Man is gonna give the Masters living objects a better life," he said to himself. Tex then flew off screen, laughing evilly. The screen then showed a wide shot of the THX logo as seen in the Mugen trailer. Then after 4 seconds, Toaster, Lampy, Blanky, Kirby, and Radio all walked into the shot. I don't know about this, guys. I have a bad feeling that we're gonna die here because of that logo we're standing next to, said Lampy, feeling worried.
Yeah, I'm afraid we might get attacked by scary lions in this dark place as well,
said Blanky, feeling already nervous in a cute voice.
Are you sure that psychotic robot lives in that logo that raises up with a loud sound?
Kirby stated. If he does, we're done for. Why, if only we were winter dogs, our problems would be solved, Radio replied. Or maybe it was a bouncy hound. Toaster then reassured everyone that everything will be okay. Guys, this is only a statue we're investigating. I'm pretty sure those speculations might be false. Sure, some idiot might have made us up just to scare the living crud out of people. We'll be fine as long as Kirby is with us, she said.
Yeah, she's right,
Kirby asked.
There's nothing to worry about as long as I'm here. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Just then, they heard the sound of a jetpack coming from the distance instead of an evil laugh. What is that? Radio said.
It's the Master!
Blinky said, feeling excited. I don't think it's him, Toast responded, feeling very worried. The jetpack somehow got even closer to the team. Sounds pretty close, Radio thought to himself.
Just don't even start,
Kirby argued. Sounds real close, Lampy asked. Suddenly, as the jetpack came into the shot the closest, Tex landed in front of Toaster, scaring her and her friends in the process. "Hello, little objects. Or should I say, unlucky Sparkies?" Tex said. Lampy screamed as he saw the evil red robot in front of him. "A robot! Get away from us!" But before he was about to headbutt Tex in the face, the robot pointed to Toaster and began to speak. "What are you and the others doing here in my hideout?" Toaster went up to Tex and said, "You evil red robot had done such awful things to those people by murdering them and killing them all because they were afraid of a certain logo. That is no excuse to kill somebody," she said. Radio also talked in anger, also joining the conversation. "You heard what she said. Killing people over a petty reason is not right. If they were ever afraid of you and their company, just accept the fact that they don't like you or just ignore them. We will report you to the authorities and have you executed if you're going to keep this up, even though we're just appliances." Texton chuckled at them. "Well then, if people are still disrespecting my company, then you know what's gonna happen once I'll do something to them." Kirby went over to him and complained at him.
"Why don't you just shut off?"
he said in anger, as he said a line in the film. "Well, vacuum cleaner, I'd love to be powered off, but I have something for you in speaker box boy," Tex replied. He then suddenly grabbed Radio and Kirby while flying in the air. Tex took the two appliances to the THX logo, as seen in the Mookin trailer. "Did you guys want to see what's inside of the logo?" Tex said. What do you mean by that, sir?" Radio asked. "Oh, you'll see," Tex reminded as he opened the trapdoor. He then released the two appliances into the logo as he closed it. However, instead of the room for corpses, as seen in the 2007 Halloween trailer, it was the location where the gang ended up at Ernie's disposal, as seen in the film. Kirby and Radio screamed as they fell into the conveyor belt, but they were both stuck in a pile of metal that were old car parts. The two of them tried to get out, but the pieces of metal were stuck to them. Then they both realized that they were about to get crushed by the crusher. Kirby and Radio screamed in agony as they were about to make contact with the crusher. But just as they were about to make contact with it, as they were about to get crushed, the screen then cuts back to the logo and the hideout. "What did you do to them?" Toaster said in anger, yelling at Tex. "Oh, they're in a better place," he said while laughing stupidly. "You know what? We'll try to take over your company if you're gonna kill me, Lampy, and Blanky next," Toaster remarked. "She's right," Lampy said. "Besides, we are stronger than you." "Do you think you guys are stronger than the T-Man?" "Well, I don't think that's gonna happen," Tex answered. He went over to Blanky and responded to him. "Hey, little guy, do you miss your owner when he moved away?"
Yes, he was our master.
Blanky spoke, again still in a cute voice. "Aw, poor kid," Tex remarked. "But do you want to see something else that is fun for you while your master gets back? I'll show ya." He then went over to Lampy and strangled him in the throat. "Hey, Lamp Boy, the T-Man has got a surprise for you. But first, do you want to know what death means?" Lampy was very confused, but was very interested at what he said. "I don't know. What does that mean?" he replied to his chokes. "It means it's time to have a brief life with this Tyrannosaurus Tex," Tex shouted. He then grabbed up his chainsaw, but it somehow had an electric cord connected to it. Lampy gasped before the former was about to cut his lamp neck off. Tex started up his chainsaw and proceeded to kill Lampy with the electric cord that was connected to it. "Lampy, no!" Toaster yelled, as the robot began cutting and electrocuting him in the process. Lampy, however, was not screaming in a cartoony way like I thought, as if his actor, Timothy Stack, was actually screaming like a 20-year-old girl. But it was actually a woman's blood-curdling scream from Slendy Tubbies, coming from the demonic Tinky Winky. Blanky couldn't look away as the robot continues killing him. Lampy continued screaming as his neck was finally sliced off by the chainsaw and powered off. His body then fell to the floor while his head hit the ground. Toaster was in a state of shock as she noticed his neck was completely amputated by Tex. Blanky gasped and shocked as well as he uncovered his eyes. Lampy looked at the two remaining appliances to go on without him. However, he couldn't talk, due to his neck being cut by Tex's chainsaw. All he could do is just moan and wheeze.
"Oh, I'm sorry, lovebirds," Tex remarked. "Your Pixar mascot clone is now gone."
After that, Lemby began to slowly die as he couldn't talk anymore. As he did, his eyes were turned into X's. "Blinky, we need to get out of here before Tex can kill us all. There's no going back now," Toaster shouted as they ran away from Tex. The robot then chased after them, laughing evilly again. But before the two remaining appliances began to escape from the hideout, Blinky was then knocked over by Tex's mallet, colliding him in the head to receive minor damage. "Blinky, hurry up!" Toaster yelled.
"Do you want to know what's better than seeing your friends dying?"
Tex said.
No!
Blinky shouted.
What are you gonna do to me?
"I'm gonna make you meet your master. The right way,"
Tex replied. Blinky suddenly smiled in a happy thought. However, I could already tell Tex is gonna kill him. By then, Tex opened up a portal that resembled hell. He then drilled Blinky into the portal. Blinky suddenly realized Tex had lied to him as he felt the flames coming up to his body.
Help me, Toaster!
Blinky yelled as the fabric began to start burning up to flames. "Blinky!" Toaster cried as the poor blankets started to burn up in the fiery depth while crying in pain. Tex then closed the hell portal while laughing evilly. Then it showed the most heartbreaking scene in the trailer. After Tex closed up the hell portal, Toaster started crying in tears as Blinky was then burned to death. Though her crying noises were real instead of faking it, same with her tears, as if Deanna Oliver was very upset. "Oh my god," I whispered. "Poor Blinky." Tex then taunted and chuckled at Toaster for crying over Blinky's death.
"You're pathetic. What more can you love other than your blanket friend? I'm sorry, but Texie is 10 times more stronger than all of you. And now you're next,"
he remarked before grabbing out his chainsaw again. Toaster then ran away screaming while the former was about to attack her. Tex continued flying after her, laughing stupidly as usual. Toaster continued running as she was about to make it to Tex's private bedroom as seen in the 2005 pilot trailer. Just as she was about to escape from the evil red robot, she then suddenly falls into another portal that Tex probably summoned, which suddenly came out of nowhere.
"Oh no you don't,"
Tex remarked as he summoned the portal. Toaster then fell into the scene where she was about to die in the bathtub, getting electrocuted as seen in the nightmare sequence as seen in the film, even though she was hanging on the shower curtain handles. Tex flied into the scene with his chainsaw and said,
"Well, Pride, it's time for you to be toasted by Mr. T."
Toaster, offended by that comment, began to complain at him as she was about to lose her grip from the shower curtain handles. "You know what? You're even worse than that one person who took us to that one place where those poor appliances ended up dying during an operation. I hope you had a fun time in hell for your actions," Toaster said in anger, before the former chuckled at her while he let out a cartoony grin on his face as he started up the chainsaw.
"Thank you for that comment,"
Tex said. Toaster screamed after she lost her grip from the shower curtain handles from Tex's chainsaw, cutting her left arm off. Just as she was about to make contact with the water, the screen then cut to black as I could hear her splash and electricity noises, meaning that Toaster had landed on her rear end during the impact. I could also hear her screaming once she made contact with the water. I was shocked in horror at what happened. Then after about 8 seconds, it showed a wide shot of the THX logo as seen from earlier. On the floor, Toaster can be seen dead as she was lying against on a bloody puddle. Her eyes were white, and she had scratch marks on her body, and she was completely burned to a dark crisp. After seeing the dead body of Toaster, I vomited straight into the toilet in my bathroom. After throwing up, I came back into my room to finish the trailer. Then the screaming deep note from the R-rated version of the Tex 1 trailer started playing. However, unlike the Tex and Zerg trailer, it was a mixture of woman screams and children's cries. I could also hear the screaming coming from various Brave Little Toaster characters, including those of Toaster, Lampy, Kirby, Radio, and Blinky's cries being slowed down at the same rate of speed as the deep note. "What the hell?" I said to myself. "Why would anybody do this to my childhood?" After the deep note ended, Tex landed in the shot, as he did in the Mugen trailer, and faced the audience.
"Hello, Disney fans. Texie is back at it again, killing more animated characters from the Disney company. Right now, I destroyed a team of living appliances."
Tex then held up a head, but it wasn't Elmo State Peters like I thought. It was Rob Morgordy's head, which was the person who owned Toaster and the other appliances.
I also took the life of their master before I met them. That way they'll never see him again.
I was appalled to see what Tex had done. Sure, Rob had been missing all of his old appliances when he moved away, but he would have had returned if he wouldn't have forgot about losing them. Tex then gave his warning to the viewers as usual.
So remember this, viewers. If you are ever scared of me, my logo, or Elmo State Peters, whatever his name is, you know what's gonna happen when Sexy Texy finds you. Sweet dreams, everybody.
Tex saluted me and dropped the head of Rob. He then pressed the button on his chest as he then flew away into the distance, once again laughing evilly. The THX logo stayed on screen for about 3 seconds before it faded to black. Then a caption appeared saying, "The audience is toasting." I was already getting chills from the text. As the screen was displayed, it faded away. The screen stayed for 10 more seconds. I thought it was over. However, after 10 seconds, one more horrifying picture came up as I braced myself for a jump scare to show up. And of course, there was. It was an edited close-up shot of Toaster in the nightmare sequence where she was surprised to see the master being pulled away from her smoke coming out of her body, only that she was crying blood while her eyes were red instead of brown, similar to Woody's face from Toy Story 2 after he woke up from his nightmare. That was from the Pixar box set that Rohan encountered. I could also hear a distorted version of Woody screaming after he woke up being overlapped with the infamous gut-wrenching Howie scream. That image scared the living heck out of me as I uncovered my ears. After the jump scare ended, it took me back to the main menu, meaning that the trailer was over. Holy cow, this is even more darker than the film itself. I was really not expected to see it. My favorite film ended up in a horrifying experience by Tex. I managed to record the trailer again before my mom came back with my brother and sister after seeing The Bad Guys. I showed the trailer to my mom and she believed in me. Then I uploaded the trailer to YouTube after saving a few screenshots of the trailer while my mom destroyed the disc. After 10 minutes, I checked the video and it had 5.8 thousand views. Then I looked at the comments section and I saw that both Rohan and THX themselves commented on my video. After seeing both comments, I replied to them saying thank you and they were expecting me of what I saw. Later that night, I couldn't sleep due to the trailer haunting me. I had a nightmare about Tex killing me in different ways, like taking me to Ernie's disposal, killing me with a chainsaw, but with an electric cord attached, sending me a portal to hell, and ending up in Toaster's nightmare sequence, as she ended up dying in the bathtub getting electrocuted. But luckily, that was all. I wish Blinky was here trying to keep me comfortable from not having any more nightmares about the trailer. However, Psycho Tex was still in my head, as he was still a killing machine on the inside. Here's a lesson to everyone who might be encountering another trailer from Adam Cunnington. Stay away from it, and don't watch it, as you would expect Adam Cunnington, responsible who made this trailer. Just stick with the Brillo Toaster films instead, as those films will always give you a soft spot around you. And I hope you would learn your lesson once the nightmare is over, stupid Cunnington.